right, this is the Behind the Scene podcast. I am your co-host, Uncle Jack, 328. Very special edition of today's audio. Couple guests here with us today. But before we get into that, go ahead, holla at them, D.
Yo, what's going on, people? My name is Deon Donovan, writer and creator of the Tales of Florida comic book series. Y'all can catch me on Instagram and Facebook with Title Page Comics. And this is a special episode behind the scene podcast. We got two special guests in the building today. We got Orrion Online and Majin M. What's going on, y'all?
What up? What up?
Going on? What's going on?
All right, well, y'all know what it is. It's ORRI went online, back at it again here on Behind the Scenes. Also part of Homeboy Talk, where we all have barbershop-like content there at our podcast. For everybody else that's trying to follow me on social media, y'all can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and all that noise, and plus on YouTube as well, but especially on Homeboy Talk.
All right. So it's your boy Majin back once again. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for bringing me here. You know, the Twitcher, the streamer, the entertainer, rapper, and don't forget, you know what I'm saying, accountant. Once again, remember, always get your money together. Always get your money together. As you see, some money just came in. And now, also on top of that, I got a new shirt that just dropped. And then I also got a combination coming out, so stay soon. You know what I'm saying? With behind the scene as we're just getting started.
In the spirit of kind of some of the topics of conversation that we do on this particular podcast, every now and then we kind of focus in on a particular character throughout popular media, impactful characters that, you know, kind of left a mark on us in one way or the other. We did a series of videos on Lord Frieza, touched on Cell a little bit. We'll get into that at some point later on. But I want to say one of the most popular characters in the history of Dragon Ball, as well as one of, I'll say, the more confusing characters in terms of writing, character progression, has to be Son Gohan. I'm going to say all of y'all are in agreement with me in that throughout various points throughout the continuity of Dragon Ball Z, he was arguably one of the most interesting characters. The world that was established in Dragon Ball was there for him and Dragon Ball Z to kind of carry the torch and progress. Before I get too far in depth, what are y'all's initial impressions of Son Gohan?
I've actually had this conversation with a few Dragon Ball heads. To be honest with you, man, like I've been always Team Gohan when it comes to the Dragon Ball the Dragon Ball lore, you know, simply because that man is the chosen one. Like he should have been the chosen one. Like the man has untapped potential. It makes no sense to see Goku and Vegeta get all the spotlight, especially Goku. You know, I get it, man. Everybody feeds in him. He's the premier Saiyan of per se, whatever, you know. But here is Gohan that has not even excelled past Super Saiyan level 2, but is tough as fuck. And the fact, man, is like we never seen him go beyond Super Saiyan level 2, you know. So I mean, it could be just look at the untapped potential that he has already. You know, if he were to focus on fighting, you know, and train and stuff like that. You know, I understand Chi wanted to keep him in the academic side, but it really, really like hindered him as the potential that he has and stuff like that. I mean, look at the possibilities that Gohan has and stuff, you know, like what killed me the most was that when
Buu Saga.
hold on.
Let's be real. It was Buu Saga, wasn't it? I'm just putting a bet out there. I got my money on Buu Saga, man.
It was the Buu Saga, but at the same time, man, like the issue that I had was we all saw the movie when Beerus came in.
Yeah, Battle Gods.
Yeah, right. It took all of the Saiyans to go ahead and grant Goku Super Saiyan God. I'm sitting there wondering, I said, why couldn't it be Gohan? You know? Why couldn't it be him, man? Right. Why we gotta focus on Goku? Why can't it be Gohan, man? It's the chosen man, you know. But he's got to get all the spotlight stuff, you know. So over time, I've grown tired of him because when Goku reached Ultra Instinct, I was like, all right. So Gohan gets no love. I get it. All right, Kira Toriyama, I get it. I've been Team Gohan in regards. Everybody, I know people be like, "Yo, I'm Team Vegeta" and stuff like that. He's a prince of all Saiyans, so he should have all the glory and stuff like that. And I said, Gohan it should be the golden ticket. I feel like he should be the golden ticket, man. Motherfucker turned gorilla. So I mean, that's my 2 cents on Gohan, man. Is I've always been Team Gohan, and it's just I pick him on Dragon Ball Fighters because I like Gohan.
Right.
I'm Gohan over Goku, honestly.
Right, man. Go ahead, Majin. What you thinking, man?
Honestly, at the same, like I agree. The initial impression, I take it back to where we first seen Gohan. You know what I'm saying? And seeing his pops getting his ass beat by Raditz. You know what I'm saying? And Raditz was like, "Yo, he got more power than a regular Saiyan. He has more power than a adult Saiyan at this age. This is crazy." So
Right.
like,
He couldn't believe it.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like even then it was like, all right, so like that's the one. That's the chosen one. Even though Vegeta's there, Goku's there, we got it, but that's the one. And then to see him just grow and have the power, you know what I'm saying? For me, it was the cell fight.
Facts.
Man.
That's fact. That's
That cell fight
fact.
right there, because you know what I'm saying, not only like did Goku like build his enemy up, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey nigga, take this sizzle bean real quick, you know what I'm saying? You gonna need it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like just to fuel that emotion to make Gohan into, you know what I'm saying, that much more of a beast. So like Gohan is the chosen one. I don't know what they got going on. I see that, you know what I'm saying, they didn't change the anime. They're going to like what all the universes are back or something. I mean, we can get in that, but I had to say like, man, I'm still team Gohan, but until they get rid of, or not until they get rid of, until Vegeta and Goku want to chill, you know what I'm saying? I'm still team Vegeta, but until then, you know, Gohan he's the golden child.
I think we got to start from the beginning, man. Like you were saying, cause our introduction to Gohan, they told us he had this potential. They told us he had the latent ability as a Saiyan. He was presented as kind of being a weakling, but if you pushed him too far, he was gonna do what he had to do. Throughout the Saiyan saga with Raditz hitting him with the headbutt, when he was on Namek, if you go back and look at that part of the show, Gohan is right in the midst of all of the action that's going on. He's getting
Yep.
his ass whooped. He's catching L's, he's catching W's, but he's really kind of coming of age. The prequel to everything you've seen in the Cell Saga started with what you seen him doing on Planet Namek. He was doing what he had to do in order to survive during that entire saga throughout some of those episodes that might have been considered filler or less interesting than the Frieza fights and the Super Saiyan transformation. Gohan was that character who was there that was reminding us that there's still good guys here and Goku was on his way, but let's just trust Gohan. Gohan, Vegeta, yeah, those are the two characters that I think made the most progression throughout the Namek Frieza saga, right? So
Right.
we fast forward into the Cell saga, and that was the first time I think it became obvious that this is the guy who is going to carry the torch. Once it was established that Goku was kind of falling back a little bit and wasn't the primary strongest fighter, it was okay because Gohan had kind of earned that amount of credit with us as viewers. It wasn't too far fetched or unbelievable that he was going to be the guy that was standing tall at the end of everything because he earned it. You know what I'm
Rightfully
saying?
so,
There's
too,
no
man.
two ways around it. Absolutely. Like everything we seen up until that point was earned because Gohan was with us from episode 1 of Dragon Ball Z. In a lot of ways, you could look at Dragon Ball Z as the coming of age story for him as the main guy, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Facts, bro.
So before kind of continuing this little timeline that we got here, I want to ask all of y'all, like, once it was established that Gohan was going to be the guy, when we seen the Super Saiyan transformation, when we seen him end up beating Cell and kind of, get that moment of, hey, this is him right here. Like, how did y'all feel about that in that moment? Because we lived through that. Like, what was y'all's first impressions of, okay, Gohan is now the top guy on Dragon Ball Z?
Well, for me, growing up, I was always Team Vegeta and I was Team Piccolo. Gohan didn't really, I wasn't feeling Gohan like that until the Frieza saga. And then when he earned his stripes in the Cell saga. And as a Vegeta fanboy, like content with that, man. I was content with Gohan getting the championship belt, you know what I'm saying, and becoming that number one guy in the block who can shut it down and protect Earth. I was completely content with Goku going away. So I was cool with Gohan getting going SSJ2, showing that yeah, this is the one, this is the chosen one. He's lived up to his full potential, and Earth is going to be fine because we know whatever threat that comes to Earth, Gohan is going to take the charge and take lead and going to eliminate that threat. He's stronger than his dad. He's stronger than Vegeta. He's stronger than Trunks. He is the strongest Saiyan in the entire universe. You know what I'm saying? And he's the champion of Earth, and everything's gonna be okay. And unfortunately, it didn't turn out that way because we know what happened in the Buu Saga, and we've seen what's happened in Super. So I was actually pretty content with Gohan being the main guy, man, and taking over for Goku.
I was okay with seeing Gohan turn into like being the leader. You know what I'm saying? Like this, he would be the one. Like even like if they did in the series there, like if it was like, all right, we're done with telling Goku and Vegeta's story, it's gonna be Gohan's and the next generation story. I would have been okay with that because essentially, once Cell showed up and beat the brakes off Vegeta, because I'm Team Vegeta, I was like, all right, well that's the villain right there to beat my favorite villain.
Oh
Right? So
man,
And he asked for that
Vegeta's
ass
the good
whooping.
guy.
He asked
he
for it.
did.
So
Oh man, we took the L on that as Team Vegeta, man. That was one of the worst moments as a Vegeta fan, bro.
oh man, that was a beatdown. So like, to him that up, it was just pretty much like, all right, so now we get it. Vegeta's now on this team, this side. Gohan, he has it, you know what I'm saying? And Goku's gone, essentially. So like, all right, this is the way we're gonna go. So I was okay with it if they would have been like, yeah, Gohan's a guy. Yeah.
My experience is different because I'm gonna give y'all a backstory. I'm gonna keep a long story short. I was a kid growing up in Japan, so I was watching Dragon Ball in Japan, and whatever you guys saw in Toonami, I saw like years before, years ahead.
Like y'all late,
Facts.
y'all late as fuck.
Facts.
So I was spoiling shit for kids watching it in Toonami and stuff like that because I was like, oh, you gonna see Goten and Trunks fusion and shit one day. And everybody like, man, shut the fuck up. You know what you talk about. And then like years down the line, you see Goten. So what my experience with Gohan came from Japan back when he was in his teenage years when he was dating Videl and stuff like that, right? So I saw Chi Chi brewing this man to be fucking academic stuff like that, and on his off time he wants to go fucking be a fucking Power Ranger, being Saiyan Man, shit. So I mean, yeah. So I'm like, all right. Well, I mean, this this guy right here. I was like, I actually like Gohan because of the fact that man, this is like he's the opposite of his father. He can have fun too, but at the same time, he's got smarts. But the fact of the matter is, with Gohan's a lot of potential. I saw him turn Super Saiyan as just, like with a snap of a finger back when I was watching him as a kid in Japan, where you guys saw the first evolution of him for the first time. So me seeing him in the United States, seeing him turn Super Saiyan for the first time, I'm like, oh, I've seen that before. So, like I said, my experience is completely different from you guys, stuff like that. So me seeing Gohan and stuff like that, it took it took a while for me to bridge the gap from my childhood watching Dragon Ball in all Japanese, no subtitle, to now watching the Toonami version of all of dubbed American and seeing how all that plays out. So I'm kind of like, I had mixed feelings at the same time. I've also was able to bridge the gap of what was going on throughout the period that I was watching Dragon Ball as a kid, because it finally caught up. as time progressed and stuff like that. So I found out why Gohan, when Goku died and shit like that, Gohan had to focus on studies and stuff like that because it's Chi-Chi in charge. If I would have sat there, so like maybe if there was like a alternate universe or whatever dimensions, if they would have done like a story arc of different dimensions, or like if what if Goku or Dragon Ball series or some shit like that, then let's say let's say that Gohan didn't focus on academics, he disobeyed Chi-Chi and decided to want and be like his dad and stick to pure fighting and joining tournaments and stuff like that. I feel like that Gohan would have been definitely stronger than his dad, even though Goku was still training up in heaven and shit, or King Kai. So I was like, yeah, King Kai's joint. So I was like, all right, so Gohan, like, if Gohan would have sat there and like, said, you know what, while Dad is gone and shit like that, I should go ahead and bust my ass here on Earth and try to match up with him and stuff like that, and and be the motherfucking leader of the Saiyans stuff like that, and a protector of Earth and stuff, because Vegeta, man, I mean, the motherfucker was, whatever he was doing stuff like that, but he was strong on some Bomo pussy and shit like that. So I mean, he kind of scaled down. he scaled down. So I mean, it was just up to Gohan,
man.
Yeah. I mean, he Goku, Vegeta lightened up on his mood and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, well, I mean, like I said, if it was just Gohan, man, if he would just disobeyed his mom and just focus on tournaments, he probably would have been. Because what was the threat during the time? I forgot, man. What was the threat during that time when Goku was gone?
There really wasn't any threat while Goku was gone. Just Majin Buu in development. But I got the perfect rebuttal for you, man. I got the perfect rebuttal for you, because we got false advertisement. Because what you said was shown with future Gohan in the future Trunks timeline. We saw Gohan grow up to be this badass warrior that he's supposed to be. So we got confirmation from that, and then we got confirmation in the Cell Saga. It was like, what we see now is like, well, what the fuck? You guys showed him he was the top dog, and now that's not happening.
Right. And you know what, bro? Like, I forgot. I honestly forgot about future Gohan. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really was
one-arm Gohan.
And he really was that guy that we wanted him to be in that future timeline, right? But I mean, just to kind of keep the timeline going here, and I'm gonna ask you a question here, Mark. Like, specifically, because I mean, there was the time when on Facebook you went by Mark Gohan Martin, right? I didn't forget about that, but so specifically going into the Saiyaman saga, the World Tournament saga, and all of the things that kind of led into the end of Dragon Ball Z. What were your expectations of Gohan during that time?
All right, so when Goku's dead, he's training. So like I got it. And they was like, it's kind of a filler, but it's not. It was still sort of what you said back to when we're looking through it through Gohan's eyes. Like he's still giving us a little bit of his perception of how the world's changing because he's the greatest warrior, et cetera, et cetera. But he's still growing up because, his mama's now in control. So, but he still wants to fight because he knows he's going to have to one day, but he wants to have a family because, well, his dad
That's
has
a good
one.
point.
So, so for me, when he was like doing Saiyan Man, it was essentially like I still want to fight, I still want to help people, I still want to be like my dad, but I don't want to piss off my mom because my mom finds out I'm out here in these streets, and you know what I'm saying, it's a wrap. So, and then don't forget, you know what I'm saying, don't forget, Saiyan Man was the first dude to create the dab. You know what I'm saying? This is me. Who? Saiyan Man. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, man. Put in the record books.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He was still legendary, but it was more so like we know Goku's gonna fight. We know he's strictly the fighting, but Gohan, since he is the son, let's not give him the same portrayal as his dad. We know he's gonna be a fighter. We've seen future Gohan. We know he's gonna get there, but we're just gonna slow it down a little bit, quote unquote.
Say even during this time period of Saiyan Man and Gohan going to high school and everything like that, we had the Broly 2 movie where him and Goten were going up against Broly, and they had the father-son Kamehameha wave. So even in the movie, he was still taking care of business. So it was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like Gohan's still the shit. He's still top dog. Even though, Gohan came in spirit to help him out, but he still was going one-on-one against Broly, against a guy who murked him in the first movie, and he's actually going toe-to-toe with him defending Earth.
Hashtag non-canon.
You know what? You know what killed me the most? I got to throw this out there. You know what killed me the most? When all of the villains came back to life at one point, and Gohan was able to punch Frieza in the face and Frieza blow the fuck up.
Yep. Facts.
And I'm like, that was a life-changing moment for me right there. I was like, oh.
he is that
Punch
guy.
Frieza
like,
in
Gohan
the face
is
and he
that
blew
guy.
up.
Right.
One hitter quitter.
Because you know how like Frieza gave Goku hell back in the Namek, but Gohan was able to just throw hands and he was one punch man. Back in Dragon Ball Z and shit. Bust him in the face and he blew up. So
pulled the sights
man, Gohan. Yeah, so I said, Gohan. It's like, Gohan is that man. Like, I wish that move was available on Dragon Ball Fighters. So I would just punch Frieza in the face and he blows up. That's it. Game over.
So so just keeping this timeline going here, right? We hit the Majin Buu Saga. I know from my point of view, and there's two things I want to get into here. Number one, I want to get into the writing, because this is where we seen the end of the train for Gohan. I still remember to this day the promo they ran on toonami where Goku is telling them Gohan and Vegeta are dead, right? We see Fusion Ha, all of that bullshit. And then at the end of that promo, you don't see Mystic Gohan fucking around with the sword with Supreme Kai. You don't see that. What you see is Super Saiyan 3 Goku with a halo over his
head. Yeah.
So, and I mean, like I said, we kind of want to build up on this a little bit, but in my opinion, at that point in time, why do you think there was such a rush to put Goku back in that spot? Personally, I hate Super Saiyan 3. I might catch some heat for that, but there's nothing there with Super Saiyan 3, in my opinion, between all I see when I see Super Saiyan 3 is no eyebrows and a ponytail. That's all I see when I see Super Saiyan 3. But the promo run for the stories to come, for the episodes that were coming during that particular point in time, already were kind of phasing Gohan out as that top guy. I want to know what y'all thoughts are on that before kind of getting into, more of the bullshit here.
I mean, in terms of the billing and how Gohan was booked for the Buu Saga, we're gonna put in the wrestling terms here. It seemed like he was gonna be again stepping out from the shadows. Like, okay, from that point, we saw how he went SSJ2 at the tournament. We saw those two dickheads absorb his energy. We saw how he went one-on-one with Deborah, was not able to get the pin on him clean.
Complete bullshit. Complete bullshit. Vegeta got in his ass, bro.
He did.
Oh, all right. My bad, dog. My bad.
No. Go ahead. You good, man?
No. I wasn't trying to step on your wisdom, but I was just gonna tell you I agree with what you're saying, bro. Keep cooking.
Nah, you straight, man. Because Vegeta did tell Kakarot, your son is weaker than when he went against Cell. Like, Vegeta told you how it was, bro. Like, we seen Gohan slip, and then we're like, oh shit, what's going on here? And when we see him get beat bodied by regular Buu, Majin Buu, Fat Buu, seeing him bodied by Fat Buu, and then we start to see this process of him training for Mystic Gohan and training for this new unlocked power that was supposedly even stronger than SSJ3. We thought, like, okay, here we go again. All right, cool. This is Gohan getting back to that status quo that he established in the end of Cell Saga. And that's the way it was advertised, that's the way it was booked, and that's what we all thought to believe. The only problem is Akira Toriyama didn't know what the fuck he wanted to do with this last season in the books and in the anime. So I think that's why that whole Buu Saga gets so kind of topsy turvy, because the creator himself was doing audibles in the middle of his ideas, which, I mean, it's Akira Toriyama. It is what it is. Dude's still a genius. The dude still made some most legendary characters and storylines in all of anime and storytelling history. But that's my opinion on why everything was so rushed and so topsy turvy in the Buu Saga.
Yeah, I can agree because like it was like, all right, so Vegeta's dead, Gohan's dead, so I mean, inevitably, who's gonna do it? It's gonna be Goku. It's not gonna be Krillin. It's not gonna be Piccolo. You know what I'm saying? Like, the disappointment, or you know what I'm saying, that hit me. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like, all right, you did have the one people that were like, hey man, what if Yamcha got his revenge? It's like, all right, okay, far fetched. Far fetched. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're just doing something wacky, but after that, it's like, all right, so y'all just gonna slash the golden sun. And so now we back to Goku being the man. So then we learned that, you know what I'm saying, like you said, Gohan is actually training. So it's like, all right, so he's gonna come back, right? Yeah, he's got this. And then he ends up getting fucking bodied. You know what I'm saying? Just it's like, all right, so you don't know what you want to do, because then shortly after we start getting into that whole canon GT yada yada yada.
Yeah, slow down. Slow down.
But to wrap up this point where it was like, hey man, like when Gohan was fighting Deborah, and it was like, hey man, like what are you doing, bro? Like what essentially what's going on? Like, hey, all right, Goku, stop playing, come back. You know what I'm saying? Your son's not having it. You've been dead too long. You know what I'm saying? He's losing his emotions, his powers. You know what I'm saying? It's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Like it's time to save the day. Once again, I'm hopping genres real quick, but hey, Superman, you can do everything. Come back. Come back. That's my take.
Facts. That's a
Yep.
fact. All right, what you got, brother?
I mean, I'm gonna go with the unpopular opinion of why Goku had to come back. It's the fact of the matter is, it's like we've been watching Goku since a kid, and I mean, meaning like he's been the poster boy of Dragon Ball as a kid and stuff like that. So I mean, it's bound to see Akira Toriyama want to keep him around, rather than passing the torch off to Gohan and stuff, which is that was a wasted opportunity, but it is what it is. But yeah, man, I guess just somebody has favoritism. It is, I believe, it as Akira Toriyama. It's like, hey, man, he's the poster boy of Dragon Ball. We got to keep him around. Yeah, he go ahead and hit the bench for a while and hang out with King Kai, but we need to bring him back for the Buu Saga to go ahead and fix and get things right. Get things straight. And it sucks, but I mean, that's the reality of the nature. And I mean, yeah, I mean, reevaluating it as we're all adults now, we're just like, yeah, man, what can we do? What can we do? But as when we were kids or teens, watching Dragon Ball at that time, we were just invested in the story, But
Right.
we all know what it is, man. Goku, love him but hate him. Motherfucker's the poster boy of Dragon Ball, so you can't fucking do without him.
I was gonna say, man, I think it just hurt more because he was built up once again to be that dude. I mean, he got the training, he got the mystic form, he went back to Earth, he got his daddy's uniform on. He went up to Boo, was like, he said, "Hurt you, I'm gonna kill you." Like,
I'm gonna
what?
kill you. Oh my
Oh,
god.
that shit was so cold, bro. Like, come on, man. That was one of the hardest lines in Dragon Ball Z. We were ready for him to whoop Boo's ass, bro. Like, this shit's it, man. Like, it's done. Season
Bro,
over. And that
like,
shouldn't happen.
like my brother, I'm glad you pointed that out, because this was gonna be the next kind of sequence that I wanted to get into here, right? So we
Alright.
see Gohan kind of go through his Rocky 3 moment. That's what I'm gonna compare him to during this Majin Buu saga, right? In Rocky 3, we seen Rocky as a heavyweight champion in a position where he never thought he would be in. He starts fighting these guys that he knows he's gonna beat. There's no one there that's pushing him to that limit that he went to in order to beat Apollo Creed, right?
Right.
So Clubber Lang comes along and gets him the fuck out of there, right? And Rocky has to do some soul searching to where him and Apollo Creed start getting it in. They start running sprints in sand and all of this shit like that, right? To where you see that he's learned a lesson to get him back to where he was before. If the story that was being told with Majin Buu, like, I agree with what you're saying, Orion. You know, we were always conditioned to know that Dragon Ball was the story of Goku and his journey, right? But the part of it that's just fucked up is that, you know, Gohan ascending to be the top guy, it wasn't by accident because he was always there, you know. And like I said before, he earned that moment. He earned that top spot by doing what it was he had to do as a character. Without getting too sidetracked, if the story is the champion kind of learning the lesson of what it takes to still retain his title, that's okay because we seen him fucking around with the Supreme Kais, taking the sword out of the stone and ascending to Mystic Gohan, right? I don't want to get too far sidetracked, but in my personal opinion, the very last time we should have ever seen Goku in Dragon Ball Z was when Gohan gave him the hug. Goku didn't hug him back, which was fucked up. he didn't hug him back, but
Nope.
digress, right? He didn't have to. But Goku told him, "You got this now. This is your time. You need to do this for whatever." He tells the Supreme Khan, "My dad was the greatest warrior in the history of Earth. I want to fight Majin Buu wearing the same uniform as him." Piccolo and Goten are like, "What's that in the sky? Do you guys hear that?" This nigga sounded like a fucking B-52 jet flying through the air, bro. My boy,
Facts.
dog,
Facts.
my boy Gohan was cutting through them clouds like a knife through butter, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Oh my god.
Oh
He pulled
man.
up, he pulled up on Majin Buu and like D was just saying, "I'm not here to beat you. I'm here to kill you." Like, this is, oh my goodness, bro. Like,
Fuck, man.
you know what I'm saying? And before we get into that, like, in that moment, would y'all have been content with never seeing Goku ever again, based off of the way that it looked, and that he was telling Gohan, "You don't need me anymore." He needed Gohan needed Goku for the father-son Kamehameha, but Goku was telling him, "You don't need me anymore. This is you. You got to do this on your own." Would y'all have been okay if you never seen Goku again after that moment?
Perfect send off.
On some real, yes, bro. I would have been okay with straight up Goku being like gone for a minute. Like, if we didn't even see Goku come back, like, yeah, like, hey man, Gohan is now awakened. The beast is here. Let's go. Let's see what he got to do. Let's see what he can do. You know what I'm saying? Before we call his daddy back, give him his time to shine, and then we can sit him down. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, he messed up once. You know what I'm saying? He slipped up, fell into, you know what I'm saying, meet little broad. It happens, but he's back. You know what I'm saying? He's a man now. Pop said, "You got it, son. Do it." Okay, so let's do that. That was my feeling at that point. I would have been straight with it.
All right.
This shit would have been like Cube fucking losing to Debo at the end of Friday.
Right.
Not seeing Goku at all, or not having any screen time, or I mean, what narrative we have for him? Was it going to be just a father to Goten and do stuff that he didn't do with Gohan, such as raising him? Shit like.
Well, I mean, I guess the point of view that I'm having there is that, like, hindsight being 2020, this was the last story arc of Dragon Ball Z. Like, I mean, okay, and we make references to wrestling all the time on this particular podcast, but like, that was the Ultimate Warrior Hulk Hogan moment right there. Like, that was what it was right there. That was the Ultimate Warrior. That's what it was, dog. Like, that was the Ultimate Warrior in the middle of the ring at WrestleMania, handing You know what I'm saying? Hulk Hogan handing Ultimate Warrior the belt and saying, "Cool, this is it right here. I'm good." Like,
Yep.
I feel like by that point in time, Goku had done enough for us throughout Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z to where we trust Gohan enough to ride this out. The show can end with Gohan killing Majin Buu and Goku just telling everyone, "Hey, I'll see you guys next time," right? But obviously, it didn't end that way.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
But like, I mean, but coming off, yeah, like saying like let's hand things off to Gohan where he takes over the art. I would just like as a a writer stuff like this. What could we have Goku do? I mean, obviously he can't go riding off into the sunset and stuff like that. He's still got a wife and kid at home. I mean, 2 kids.
Yeah,
So I mean.
yeah.
Well,
So I mean,
but-
would Goku like sit back and be a parent finally to Goten and eating 10 meals a day and shit like that? Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Look, this is
Yeah,
how
why
much they
not?
had in mind for Goku. They brought him back only for him to be a fucking kid again, GT. Like,
See?
this man,
Oh, bro.
this man's career was done, bro. Like,
Right.
this was
Well,
he should have
okay,
retired,
okay,
man.
okay,
Went to the Hall of
so
Fame and sailed in the
okay.
sunset.
So if we
Yep.
would have merged, it would have been a great closing chapter is to keep Goku as a kid, never fucking bring him back, just keep him
Well,
as a kid.
like, okay. So if I had the pen in that situation, if I had the pen in that particular situation, Gohan kills Majin Buu. They get the Dragon Balls. He wishes Goku back to life, and then we live happily ever after.
Okay.
Of course, money talks. You can't do that.
I mean, cause like my thing is right now, man, is like, all right. So if we're gonna hand the ranks off to Gohan or something like that, where Goku just really needs to sit back and just like chill out, whatever the fuck he wants to do, whether he wants to go farming or learning how to drive, whatever the fuck he wants to do and stuff like that. But like, honestly, I like it should be the point where Chi has no say so, like let Gohan be the protector of the world, like Goku's responsibility is to keep Chi in bed and let Gohan protect the world, like
Hey, I
that's
agree.
Oh, man.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's really it is because like even now we still forgot Goten is still in the picture here and stuff like that, who's also one who has aspirations to want to be a fighter too, but it's just one of those things and stuff like that. It's like, if we were going to give Gohan the golden boy to hold the torch to go ahead and see this saga out to face whatever future threat might come to Earth and stuff like that, man. Like we could possibly see Gohan, as sacrilegious as it be and stuff like that, man. He could probably excel up to a level 3, Super Saiyan level 3, Still probably looking like the Super Saiyan level 2 form or something like that, because we don't need to see his hair to grow any fucking longer or anything else. I mean, we don't need to see that, We just want to see Gohan be the poster boy, taking on the ranks of the poster boy. Like, it should be something like where Dragon Ball passes on the torch, where it's like, all right, Gohan, where Goku passes on the torch to Gohan, and Gohan eventually passes the torch to Goten and stuff like that. But we just don't ever see that here in Dragon Ball,
I don't think Goten had it in him, man. Goten was never.
Yeah.
There's a difference with the story. Goten, I'm be real, man. Goten,
I mean,
Goten won't build like that, bro. If
yeah,
he would,
I know.
Piccolo would have trained him. Piccolo would have trained him if Goten was built like that. I don't know, man.
Him and Trunks would have had they spin off on Adult Swim. Hey, what you got, cuz? What you got, cuz? Get your shit off, man.
So yeah, in all honesty, I mean, looking at it now, nah, at you know what I'm saying, at that point, but there was the potential, you know what I'm saying? The potential that they could have did, it was like it was there, and y'all just gonna give it up because y'all want to bring like my man said, y'all want to bring Goku back as a child. Like we have his child, like we have the next child Goku already. Like it's Gohan, you know what I'm saying? Like figure it out, you know what I'm saying? But I would have been okay with that, you know what I'm saying? Because once again, I was a Vegeta fan, you know what I'm saying? Majin, you know what I'm saying? For Majin 20, you know what I'm saying? Once again, shout me out for Majin 20, shameless plug. Yeah,
Damn straight,
you know
bro.
that right there, like, yeah, if Gohan would have took over, it would have been dope. And then I get it, you know what I'm saying? He did have some kids that he could raise, but Piccolo, I mean, let's be real. Goku is the worst dad of all time, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
Piccolo, like Uncle Piccolo, bro. He got it, you know what I'm saying? He'll take care of you, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. He'll train you, and then maybe, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so Gohan do wish for Pops to come back. Yeah, then he'll come back and he'll be, that strong protective Earth, and then you could let Gohan go out to the other universes versus how we transcended to where we are now.
Right. I,
That I would have been okay with that. That was my take on it. So my take was like, all right, so we're about to do a prologue to restart to be in the middle again. Okay, I guess I'm still I'm still a diehard fan. Whatever. I'm Majin Prince Vegeta until Gohan gets my turn.
right. And I mean, okay, this is the way I look at Gohan right here, right? Gohan is literally the guy that goes to WrestleMania and wins the title, just like Ultimate Warrior did. And I keep bringing this up because that's how I feel in terms of a parallel here. But he's the guy that gets booked perfectly up until he gets the title. And then when he gets the title, you don't know what to do with him because you've ran through all of the milestones for him to meet, to gain that status that he had gained. Like, imagine if it was Gohan that fought Majin Vegeta and then had to fight Majin Buu. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Like, you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like substitute Goku in that moment. Like, what if Vegeta is telling Gohan all of these feelings, all of this heat that he had for Goku? Like, I'm supposed to be the Prince of all Saiyans, and not only was your father stronger than me, but you're stronger than me also. So you got to take this right here.
Oh,
take this,
man.
take this three. You know what I'm saying? Take this three-piece. Take this three-piece and this punch to the gut and this double axe handle over the back of your neck because your dad isn't here to take this right now, right?
Oh,
Like,
shit, that would have been dope.
you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
take Goku out of the equation, and I think the story gets more interesting because we got to see him earn that status all over again, right?